Hey, what's up, everybody? We live. What's going on, everybody? Impromptu live here. We have a special thing I want to talk about. It might bore you, it might not. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Who's in the house tonight? Let's see how we're doing out there. Okay. Again, this was not a scheduled live, but here's the deal. So, as I mentioned last night on the program, our friend Lauren Hayden, aka Lauren Delaguna, aka Law School Lauren, aka Lauren number 2, she had this debate planned with a woman by the name of Kate Peter, also known as Krusty Panties. And they were going to debate, I guess, the merits of something that I guess Kate had falsely accused her of a bunch of nonsense. And she wanted to defend herself because that's what Kate does. She takes cheap shots at people, right? And doesn't back it up, always claims to have receipts, never actually does. And, she likes to pick on stupid people like, Cyrax and whoever the fuck, the retard of the day is in the auditing world. So regardless, she's not ready for somebody like Lauren. So they said they were going to have a debate and they were going to, debate whatever. At the last minute, Kate attempted to change the topic to abortion as some sort of distraction. And anyway, I guess they had a whole back and forth today about negotiations about what they were going to talk about on there. And so they did the debate. And Kate, during the debate, we're going to bring her on. I briefly talked to Lauren, but Kate forgot to press the record stream button. She forgot to. And coincidentally, during that time, she admitted that she lost her kids to the state due to abuse and neglect, but she forgot to stream it, and now she's claiming victory, and it's fucking hilarious. So I'm gonna bring on Lauren right now. Hello, Lauren. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? I think it's even worse. Right? She's not
okay. You tell the story. You tell the story. Tell us what happened, since it's gone forever. Nobody will ever see what happened.
Right. She's not even claiming that she forgot to press it. She's like, "Oh, I totally trolled her," and all of her fans are clapping like dumb fucking seals. Like,
well, as Brett once said, as Brett once said, she's good at fooling stupid people.
If you always won, you would have allowed people to see us talking, and like I just destroyed her, and they were all speechless, and they were all just like sitting there speechless. So it's like, and my time had run out. We did like it per minute, and my time had run out.
Wait,
and everyone was speechless.
Who's watching? Who was watching?
So get this. It was me, Kate, Brett.
How was he watching?
Brett was on the stream with us. So before they went live. And then she did a totally different stream about how she punked me and how she trolled me. And like all of her audience is like, she's so smart. It's so funny. And then she admits.
Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, time out. I'm so confused. You had a private conversation. So how was Brett watching? And how was anybody else watching?
Like before we started this stream, right? We were able to have a private conversation.
Me and you.
And if more people were in the stream, they would be able to be a part of that conversation.
Oh, okay. So they were watching on stream there.
4 of us on the stream.
Ah, okay.
And
but she forgot to press the record button. That is fucking hilarious.
No,
she forgot to press the record button.
Did it? She didn't it wasn't an accident. It was like she says on the next stream, she started a new stream and she was like, "Oh my god, guys, we totally trolled Lauren de la Tuna. Her look at her and her stupid bangs and donkey teeth," or whatever they say.
So she admitted to you during this. So what did you guys talk about for 10 minutes there?
So so first I brought up, I'm not even gonna do it again, but I brought up a picture of her 2 children, her 2 beautiful children, and I asked her, "Are these your children? Like, did these come out of you? Because we need to discuss, if we're going to have a pro-life, pro-choice argument, then we should at least know the people in the debate." And one of the people in the debate clearly doesn't even care about the lives of her own children, that she's willing to neglect all 4 of them to the point that they were taken by DCF, and only 2 were eventually returned. And her only response to that was, "That's an ad hominem." And because congrats, you have a thesaurus. And what else did she say to that? Oh, and I gave them up willingly for adoption.
Okay, so we're gonna just so I know that's and
that's regargled turtle stuffs.
Yeah, so I just regard so two things I want to bring up here. First thing I'm going to bring up actually, just so this is on the record because I want this archived. This is people will see this later on. Want this on the record because I know people will say, "Oh, well, Aidan's Turtleboy said it, so it's not true because he's illegitimate. He's not a legitimate website." Okay, well, I disagree with that. So let's use a different website. Let's again use, and I brought this up last night. We're going to do it again. This is the Attleboro Sun Chronicle. I am going to put the link in the comments so that anyone can see it. Okay. And again, Kate is doing this. Like she by bringing this up again, she is forcing these children to be put in the spotlight again because she doesn't care about children. So I'm going to read this very briefly. So these are her youngest two children here who were featured in Attleboro Sun Chronicle article. Kate has 4 children. The oldest is a girl, then a boy, and then 2 younger boys. They all came within a 5-year period. She was just shitting out kids like crazy. And she lost all of them in 2012 to DCF. DCF was in her life since 2006, from the moment her oldest daughter was born. And this is an article about the younger 2. So these kids are 4 and 3. W and H here. And I've linked this in the comments. Again, I would normally not put kids out there, but this is in the Attleboro Sun Chronicle. This is a major newspaper that is putting this out there. And Kate is denying that this happened, but it's documented. So on Friday, the boys were officially adopted by Suzanne and Michael Stevens of Attleboro. The Stevens were among 85 families that finalized adoptions of children from foster care during a statewide National Adoption Day celebration. For Wade and Hunter, that means little change in their day-to-day lives. They've already spent a good part of their young lives in the Stevens care. These kids, so if she denies, oh, they were never taken from me. No, bitch, they got put in foster care.
She didn't deny.
She didn't deny that. Okay. So but she does deny this all the time. She's like, she just gave them up. She just gave them up.
That's why she didn't play the video. Like our debate, I destroyed her. Like she was shocked. She was shocked to her core. Even Brett was going like, and they won't play the video. And in the aftermath, Brett is like, "Oh, Kate won." It was.
Oh, of course they're gonna say that. I mean, that's because you're dealing with literal retard.
He sounds like an Al-Qaeda victim, like someone's trapped.
He is the most.
And he's like, and there's like a teleprompter.
He's the guy. Like it's like he's sitting there letting somebody. Like he's the kind of guy that lets somebody fuck. His wife in front of him. That's Brett right now. It's pathetic. It's
still. I'm not even mean to.
Let's not get off course. Let's not get off course. We're staying focused on this. We're not doing the whole. Let's stay focused on this because that's what this woman. She is a liar and she is a piece of shit who abused and neglected kids.
True.
And we're not and she's masquerading as somebody who is this legitimate person. And like Brett once said, dumb people fall for it. You have to be really stupid to fall for it. He doesn't believe any of this. He's just sucking up to her because somebody will give him a platform. I won't give him one anymore. So he needs to use her. So he's just pathetic. So anyway, so I'm just going to continue reading this. He goes, they've already spent a good part of their lives in Stevens' care because she abused and neglected them and they were taken from her. Wade, whom Suzanne described as really smart and funny, will keep on playing with cars, will Hunter, blah, 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 blah. Suzanne and Michael, who are in their mid-40s, were not thinking about adoption when they signed up to become foster parents. Again, the plan was not to adopt these kids. She plays it off like, oh, I adopted them out. I did the right thing. No, that was not the plan. You don't go into foster care if the plan is adoption. The purpose of foster care is for you to get your shit together. When your kids are put into foster care, that is when DCF gives you an action plan. And in her case, the action plan was you need to stop drinking so much. You need to work. You need to obtain steady employment. You need to clean your house because it's disgusting and you never clean anything in here. It's unsafe for children to be in here. And you have to stop dating Stephen Young and then Andrew Johnson. Those were the things. And she couldn't stop because Stephen Young was abusive towards her. And God knows what that relationship was like for the kids to witness. And then Andrew Johnson was a drug addict. And so the DCF did not want them around. And so during that time, that happened in 2012 when Wade and Hunter were taken away from her. They spent the majority of their life in foster care. They barely knew Kate except for some supervised visits at this point, but she was trying to get them back. We're going to show proof of that in a moment from her. And again, this is not me saying it. These are her own Facebook posts on a page that she has taken down since then because she knows it's all out there. So we're going to relive that just because I bring receipts and I'm going to do that tonight. So because I'm sick of the lies, and so we're gonna tell the truth today and shame the devil. So it says here, it goes on to say that after completing training and rigorous background checks in an extensive home study, the Stephens got a call about Wade. The first placement about 2 years ago. They believed Wade would stay would be temporary, and that he would be reunited with his birth family. That would be Kate Peter, his birth family, as is frequently the case with foster children. So again, if she tells this story, did she tell you that she I'm noble, I adopted these kids out? That was not the plan.
She said that, it was like a purposeful adoption or like she used some word, but it was like, it's clearly like based off everything I read, like, no, it's not.
And again, and I want, so this guy, John here, it's like, I totally agree. Okay. If you don't like me, totally get it. But what we're not going to do is pretend that this woman who abused and neglected her children to the point where they were removed from her home permanently, that she lost them forever, that she is somebody who has any right to judge anybody else and make comments about the way that they parent. Go ahead.
Beyond that, right? The fact that this whole debate thing started with me and Kate came from her making a video with, in the title, it says weaponized MAGA Karen. And I think it even has a picture of me. And she talks about me for a good portion of the video. She calls me, she said, I'm failed in the military, failed mathematician, failed actress. I think she said that I was lying about being in law school. Like,
yeah. So you went on there to defend yourself and you were going to talk about how she has no position to have.
I was in her chats and I was like, hey, can I come up? And she's like, no, we'll do an entire episode dedicated to you. And I was like,
okay. So that was the plan. And she knows that, quite frankly, you're too sharp for her. Like, you might seem like a California. I mean, that's the way you come across to a lot of people. You come across as this California Valley girl. You kind of have the accent, whatever, but you're not stupid. I know that you're not stupid because you graduated from Suffolk fucking law school, and it's a prestigious law school. And obviously, you're an intelligent person, and you're much smarter than her. And she's smart enough to know that, and she knows that she's out of your league, which is why she's happy to stream, debates with Cyrax and people who are mentally challenged. But
does she do debates with other people?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch anything she does, so I can't actually talk about that.
She's a coward in all respects. Like, I think all she does is talk shit about people. And then when she talks shit about people, she doesn't stop. She continues on and on and on and on, beating a dead. And she doesn't let them up. And she doesn't let them up.
But Lauren, all Kate does is win, I thought. Isn't that true? Oh, where'd she go? Oh, we lost her. So she's still there. Hopefully, she is too sharp.
She doesn't win her children back.
Yeah. So the quote is all she does. So again, the quote is all she does is win. Except, what do you call when you lose 50% of your children? Okay, it's undeniable, and it's right here. So let's continue reading this. So again, the plan was for Wade to be reunited with his birth family, as is frequently the case with foster children. That's normal. Like, you don't go into a foster home if the goal is not to reunite. She wanted to reunite with this child, but when a reunification attempt failed for his brother Hunter, the Stephens agreed to take him into their home as well. So they tried to reunite these children with their mother, but it failed. We just did a story out of New Hampshire. They gave Harmony Montgomery back to her parents, who are literal crackheads. The DCF will give kids back to the worst fucking parents, but she couldn't get them back. She failed. She couldn't do that. They wanted her to do that. She claimed she wanted to, but she could not. So this lie being told by her is undeniably a lie. That, oh, I just adopted them out. It was the noble thing to do. I did the right thing. I helped those kids out. First of all, can we just address how demented that would be if that were in fact true? That you're like, well, I'm going to keep 50% of them. I'm going to keep these two. I like these two. Those two, fuck them. You can have those two.
Plan. That was always the plan. I wanted to make 4, choose my favorite of the 2, and then give 2 away. Always the plan.
Oh yeah, I mean, imagine how demented you would have to be if that was actually the case. So anyway, let's continue reading this. So it goes, when a reunification attempt failed, the Stevens agreed to take him in. A social worker then asked the Stevens if they would consider adopting the boys. Quote, there was nothing to talk about. We didn't want another family to adopt them. If they couldn't go home, so they could not go home. They would not allow those children to go home. We wanted them home with us. It is undeniable. It's right there. Now let's look at some of the things that this woman wrote on her own Facebook page, which we've also documented on here. So let's, did this thing get brought up, the DCF document, the plan? I
didn't go into the plan because there is literally, so it was 1 minute, 1 minute, 3 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, and it was during her. So I had already done my 3 minutes, so it was her 2 minute closing, and she didn't say anything. So it was okay, and then because I won, I just demolished her so bad. Literally everyone was after I went and I showed her kids, because I thought I was going live. So if this were live and all of her followers saw everything that I had shown them, I'd feel really embarrassed for them. Right. And I see some of her followers in the chat right now, talking shit on me, oh, and Kate destroyed her and stuff like that. How did you know? How did you fucking know?
That's because they're fucking retards.
She didn't play the fucking video. If she actually won, she would be like, oh, watch this video. But she got so fucking owned that it was so embarrassing for her.
So again, this is what Kate has seen this document. She's claimed several times that she's going to sue me over publishing this. It's been published for over 2 years now, and she claims she's going to sue me over this. And still, I mean, if these allegations in this document here were false, she could sue me, take my house, take my home. She could take fucking everything. This is the most damning document you will ever read. Yeah. But she has not sued me, which tells you it's fucking legitimate. You ask why? You raised money for a lawsuit. Why haven't you sued me? So let's read this. And again, so I do want to, only a true piece of shit drags anyone's children through the mud on YouTube. I totally agree. Totally agree, Bad. Why is she doing this? She knows that by doing this and continuing to fucking fuck with me and post all this and continue to jab and falsely accuse me of things, that she knows this is all going to get out there. She knows that. That's how little she cares about her own fucking children. So let's just read this out loud. So this is a picture. This is obviously not a scanned document, because it's not whatever. This is somebody clearly, apparently took a picture with this. Okay. I had it sent to me, and I don't give up sources. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that when you message Turtleboy, everything is anonymous. So in this document, it says the department was awarded permanent custody for both children September 25th, 2015. The reason for placement. So these 2 kids were initially removed from their parents' care due to deplorable home conditions in February of 2012. The parents also have a history of domestic violence and substance abuse. One was reunited with his mom, the older son, in April of 2014, and the girl was reunited in March of 2015. The children were removed again in 2015 due to the mother's relapse and mental health concerns. So she's an alcoholic, and she has mental health concerns, and she's doing nothing about either of those.
Yeah, I read this document.
Yeah, but I want the world to see this. So DCF placement history. So Stephen was initially placed in the kinship of foster home of Mrs. Benoit. Mrs. Benoit is the sister of her baby daddy, and she kind of took the kids in, and Kate, raised them for a significant amount of time. The other one was placed in the specialized foster home of Mrs. D. Miss Monica Earls, the maternal grandmother, came forward and was approved as a kinship placement and was placed in her home on August 10th, 2012. Stephen was placed with Miss Earls on August 14th, 2012. In January of 2013, the maternal grandmother gave notice on both children, and they were placed in an emergency foster home. The following day, both children were transitioned to the home of Mr. and Mrs. K, a departmental foster home. Blank was removed from his home February 24th, 2013. This is the son. After Mrs. K observed him acting inappropriately with the daughter. And so that is obviously hard to read, but it's, what the hell does it, what do you think that means, Lauren? Acting inappropriately with the daughter. What do you think that means?
Well, considering she left her kids around people with records and you don't know what abuse those people went through in their lives, you could assume that they're more likely to abuse children, and abuse children abuse children. Yep.
So yeah, that is, well, they caught one kid diddling the other. Okay.
And she got mad at me for bringing that up.
I mean, but it's right here. Foster parent felt she could not keep them together
care about
as they were sharing the room.
She doesn't care about kids' lives. That's why she's
right. On February 25th, the son was placed at St. Vincent's Star Program and remained there until September of 2013. He was then placed into IFC foster. Okay, so this is the only picture I have. So here's my question to everybody out there who would ask, well, this isn't real, right? I believe she claims that I wrote this, right? Aidan wrote this on a Microsoft Word.
It looks like a shitty Word document.
Okay, so here's my question for that. How do I know who Mrs. K is?
That's a good point.
How do I know who Mrs. K? How do I know the specific exact dates that the children were removed from the homes? How do I know that? How do I know who the fuck Mrs. D is? How do I know the exact dates?
Do you have a link to their Zoom, to their doorbell, their Ring? Yeah, you have a link to their Ring doorbell. And you sit there and watch everything that happens.
In 2013, 9 years ago, I was sitting there spying on these people, apparently, when I had no idea who Kate was. Somehow I was, so this was, I would riddle anybody to answer me that question. Anybody that wants to defend, anybody out there who says that this document that we are looking at right here is fake. Anyone. I want you to explain to me if it's fake and I wrote this or somebody wrote this and made it all up. How do we know who Mrs. K is? How do we know that on February 24th, 2013, that Mrs. K, are you saying Mrs. K isn't real? This is like a character that I invented? Is that what you're saying? That I know about the St. Vincent Star Program. That's something I just have fucking knowledge of, right? I just make shit up. So how do I know all of this stuff? If this isn't real, please tell me, how do I know all of this stuff? And again, so that's pretty impressive. So let's go on and read some other things in here. And so here is her comment. So this is not a Microsoft Word document. This is a scanned DCF document on letterhead from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Children and Families Service Plan. So this was Kate's service plan as a mother. I've got 2 children of my own. I've never had a service plan. I never will have a service plan because you have to be a ratchet piece of shit for a government agency to tell you how to be a parent. Okay. There's so many fucking pieces of shit out there that have never had this happen to them. You have to be an extreme lowlife for this to happen. So it says, briefly state the specific reasons why services are being provided to this family. Kate is very bonded with Stephen and 𝗺cie, the older ones. She is a strong advocate for her needs and has demonstrated that ability to access community resources and services for herself and children. She engages in therapeutic services. So did I make that up too? Did I make your strengths up too? Okay, so let's go on. Needs. Kate needs to remain in therapeutic services to address her mental health concerns and take her medication as prescribed. Kate's mental health stability. So this is a woman with severe mental health issues and sobriety issues, right? Right.
She even said that even in the second live, actually. She brought it up.
Okay. Yeah. And so it goes on to say, and take her medication as prescribed. Kate's mental health stability is vital for her sobriety. Kate needs to provide a stable home environment for the children, including consistency with appointments, including medical, dental appointments, and therapeutic supports for the kids and her. Richard Kelly, who is the oldest daughter's father, needs to meet with the department monthly, engage in substance abuse treatment, and provide verification of those services. The younger son needs to abide. Oh no, this is the second baby daddy needs to abide by the restraining order and not contact Kate. Stephen,
I agree. We should keep it short though, because like we should stop trash. She's already. I feel like we already kicked her a little bit when she's down because she sucks so much. I don't know. I'm reading comments. I don't want to keep. I don't know. Like I feel like I just don't want to like keep bashing. I want to.
Okay. Well, I just.
Because like she just sucks. We know she sucks. We know she abused her kids. We know her kids were fucking horrifically treated. It just makes me so fucking sad.
Okay. Well, and I just want to go out there. I mean, I
want to talk. I'm not even here for like the nasty shit. I only came into this shit because she fucking made a video about me. And then when I came into the comments to try to be like, hey, none of what you said is true. She accused me of lying about some like Me Too stuff that I talked about to try to help other women, which maybe I shouldn't have ever talked about. But that's pretty disgusting thing to accuse somebody of. And then she wouldn't even let me on her stream just to like talk like humans. She like made it into a debate, and then she made it into this abortion debate. And now we're talking about her fucking kids. I don't even want to I'm not into the nasty shit. I literally just wanted to talk to this girl about why did you go after me? What did I do to you? Why are you saying that I failed at all of the careers that I've done? Why are you calling me nasty names? Why are you allowing people to go up onto the panel saying that I have STDs, that I've slept with Aidan, that I gargle his semen?
We've never done anything, just to be perfectly clear.
Nor
have. You know what I mean? Like I see myself as like a mentor to you, honestly, more than anything. Like you shadowed me in court one day. You know what I mean? And I'm a lot older than you. Like it's nothing like that. Just be very clear to everybody out there watching.
We all knew this,
but I want it on the record. I want everything on the record. That's what we're doing tonight, clearing the air.
I just think it's like gross. Like it's funny when I blacked out for a second is because I called an attorney in Massachusetts because I was literally thinking about suing them. But it would cost probably like $200. Like it would cost nothing. I don't even want to waste the time. Like I don't, okay. It would be so easy to sue these people for defamation.
Well, they have no money. It's like bleeding. Like you can't sue people who have no money because it's a waste of your time.
Internet access.
What was that?
You could take away their internet access.
Well, so
could you imagine if Brett was like sentenced to 3 years without internet? I'd fucking love that.
Yeah,
I'd ask the court for that.
So what are you saying? I shouldn't keep expose. I just want this out there because I don't feel like a lot of people.
Have you not put it out there before?
I don't think I've put this whole thing out there.
Okay, let's put
like I haven't done like a stream. I want a stream just dedicated to this, so I can show exactly what a vile person this individual is.
She is vile. Like I read all of this. I've read all.
I know that you know that, but I know that you know that, but I want. This is YouTube. There are people out there, and as this woman continues to masquerade as some sort of legitimate person, I want when people search her name, I want this to come up, and it will. Because this is the truth. These are undisputed facts. These are documents. These are what they call receipts. Yeah. And I always get receipts. So we're going to so it goes and if you don't want to participate in this, I totally get it.
No, let's keep going.
Yeah. So he says her family, so Stephen Jr., the abuser there needs to abide by the restraining order and not contact her. He needs to successfully complete a batterers program such as Respect to gain insight into his trauma. His actions caused his children and Kate. History. The family has an extensive history with the department. There have been concerns about domestic violence between Kate and the father of her children. The most recent case has been open since April of 2009. In 7/9/12, on July 9th, 2012, the department received a 51A report alleging the neglect of the 4 children by their mother. Okay, neglect, a 51A report that's undeniable now. It's in a DCF document. The report expressed concerns regarding the conditions of the family's home, which was observed during a home inspection. The apartment was observed to have food all over the floors, dirty diapers and dirty dishes piled on the countertops. As a result, the department removed the children on 7/10/12 during an emergency response to the home. On March 10th, 2014, mother and father signed an adoption agreement. In April of 2014, the young child was discharged. This is her older son from St. Vincent's and reunified with his mother. And the daughter was reunified on February 19th, 2015. The children were removed again in May of 2015. So again, they got reunified, and this is the fucked up part, like the ping pong ball aspect of this. They were reunified in 2014. But then in May of 2015, just 3 months after the girl was reunified in February of 2015, and literally 3 months later, after a hotline response was initiated due to mother relapsing and going to crisis, the department had concerns regarding the mother and her ability to be honest with the department and her mental health issues. In July of 2016, there was a verbal altercation between her and her boyfriend at the time, Andrew Johnson. The argument stemmed from Andrew possibly taking Kate's ADHD medicine, Vyvanse, whatever the fuck it's called. She still takes that. Kate obtained a 209A, and she and Andrew ended their relationship, except they didn't, because he still lives there to this day. She lied to DCF again. So just to review here, kids taken from her in 2012, kids reunited in late 2014, early 2015, kids taken again in mid 2015, kids finally reunited in 2017. These children have spent the majority of their lives in foster care. Go ahead.
Yeah, not only in foster care, but going back and forth, like having that hope there like that, and getting so close and getting ripped away again and getting close, like, has to be devastating.
Has to be devastating. The mental aspect of that.
And like, how many Christmases were in foster care versus at home? And what were the at-home Christmases like? And like,
oh my God, but there was no Christmas.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
I mean, these kids are probably, and I feel for these kids, man. They are victims in all this, and of this monster, of this fucking. But they're
adopted now, so
two of them got lucky. So anyway, it goes on to say, but according to the 2014 article, so I quoted that in there. Kate did try to reunite with both boys and their mother, but she failed to do what was needed several times. She blames her ex-husband, Stephen, for her own failures as a mother. This is what she said. She posted about Stephen, the baby daddy. He should have been euthanized. He's a scourge on society. We still live with what he did every day. I gave up my boys so they'd be safe from him. So there's a lie right there. She's posting a lie. I gave up my boys. No, they were taken from you. They were taken from you.
And even if they were taken, or even if she did give them up so that they'd be safe, move.
Yeah.
Like, move countries. Like, you're telling me you would give up your children?
Yeah, because I know. Imagine, that's a great point. Imagine how deranged you would have to be to do that. Be like, well, I have to choose between. I'm just gonna give up my kids. I'm not gonna fight for them.
That's easy. It's like a pet, you know.
Yeah, it's just a pet. We can rehome them. We can rehome them. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And yes, both boys are alive, despite the many people have told her. So again, she had allegedly told some people that. And this can't be verified. This is secondhand source saying this. So I'm just gonna focus on what we can, but everything above we can verify all this shit.
Okay. Then let's focus on that.
So I kind of put a timeline together here with all the evidence, you know, and you can read all that. So this video, and we need to watch this video. So this video was, what is the date on this? So this is a YouTube channel that Kate used to run. This video, was June 21st, 2012. Again, let's just revisit the date that those kids were taken according to the DCF document.
This is the video Rue and I got in a fight over, but go ahead.
Oh, you guys got in a fight? I didn't know that. What'd she say?
I tried to get her to play it on Connie's channel, and then when she wouldn't, I called her a pussy, and then she got mad at me for calling her a pussy.
Okay, well.
Continue.
Anyway, so the again, on 7/9/2012, the department, so that on July 9th, 2012, that is the day that DCF stormed her house and took the kids. This video that you're about to watch was on Kate's YouTube channel on June 21st, 2012. This was Kate's first attempt at YouTube fame. And so this is about what, 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, they were removed from her. So this is a video. So what, instead of taking care of her kids or cleaning her house, this is what she was doing. And she uses the daughter in the fucking video.
Michael wants to be in a relationship with me on Facebook. Accepted. Oh, I'm going to tell everybody right now. Right now. This is the best day of my life.
So it's like a stupid video. She's like, I don't know what she's trying to be, funny or witty or something, and act like a crazy scorned lover. I don't know. And it's like, this was her attempt at being famous on YouTube. It didn't work out well. Okay. So now let's go to the part. She's pouring wax on herself. She's acting like a crazy person. She is a crazy person. And so here's the part with the daughter.
Michael, do you have a good day? Because I had a good day. I thought about you all day. What we have is so beautiful, and I hope that you never leave me, because if you leave me, I would be really upset. I would be so upset if you left me, because you're the first Facebook boyfriend I've ever had, and I really wanted a Facebook boyfriend. I love you, Michael.
Okay, ready?
Hey, Mom. Wait, Mom, what are you doing?
This is what grown-ups do when they're in love!
You're a retard.
She coached her daughter to call her. Their daughter's 6 in this video. Imagine that.
I hate that.
My daughter's
so sad.
I mean, it's fucking
so abusive to your kids. Like it's clear.
That video, that daughter, by the way, has run away from home 3 times now. Has been on missing kid posters.
She claims they didn't run away from home. She ran away from the mental institutions.
So that's normal. The girl's in a mental institution. So that's normal.
Said
great job.
It's her fault for having genetics, and she's mentally ill, and so she passed it on to her daughter. And so we shouldn't judge.
Oh, I see. Okay. So her parenting skills or lack thereof had nothing to do with the fact that her daughter's clearly damaged.
And living in the home like that, or having her brothers. Did she also get yo-yoed away, or just her brothers?
She was yo-yoed away all the time. She was in and out of foster care.
To do with her mental health,
right? And so Kate gets the kid back here. She's got the kid back, and instead of like focusing on like being a parent, she allows the house to be in squalor. At this point, by the way, she has all 4 kids. She's given birth 4 times. There are 4 kids living in the small Taunton apartment, okay, paid for by your tax dollars, of course, because Kate's also a welfare leech. And she trains the girl to call her a retard. You're a retard, Mom. I can't even express how trashy and disgusting that is. So in July, so this is in June, that video is made. In July, DCF filed that 51A alleging neglected their kids. Okay. And we posted all. The kids were taken from her on July 10th, 2012. 3 days later, she makes this video. Because, instead of like, what do you do when your kids are taken? What would you be doing if all 4 of your imaginary kids were taken from you? What would you be doing in the next few days?
To play though. This is the insane video.
Right. What would you be doing? Like, tell me what you would be doing if your children were taken from you.
If my children were taken from me because my house were in squalor, and DCF said I had a checklist of things to do to get my kids back, I'd probably boot the boyfriend, get rid of alcohol, check into a rehab somewhere.
Would you focus on your YouTube career?
Very good question. Solid point.
Okay. So I want to address people like whoever this individual is, West B. So he says, can you show proof, please? So I don't know if you just got here but you're feel free to rewatch the video. I posted documents from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Children and Families that documents Kate's history of her children being in and out of her home because she couldn't clean, she neglected, she abused, and the children had to be separated from each other because they were touching each other in foster care. I've published all of this. That's proof. You're a lawyer. Would you call that proof?
So what I think they're claiming is best evidence rule. So they're saying that, but like that literally doesn't apply to the internet. So yes, this would be proof. This is the best available to the internet. Yes. Okay.
So, so let's, so again, if Wes B wants to come up here and ask me directly, he's more than welcome to. I will post the invite in the comments. You will have to verify yourself by waving to the camera. You don't have to use the camera when you're on here, but you will have to verify that you are an actual person on here. So anyway, this is what she made 3 days after her children were taken from her. She pretends to be pregnant. She is not pregnant here. Okay. She's smoking butts outside of a Target or a whatever.
It's a
yeah. And so she goes and she's trying to buy the abortion pill. Okay. While 6 or 7 months pregnant, she's pretending to be just to punk the minimum wage workers at Walgreens.
A video that some other YouTube person had done that had gone viral because people thought it was funny.
Yeah. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, I guess she copied somebody else's idea. I hear somebody
okay.
Similar idea and she copied it.
Okay. So let's play this.
Can I help you? Do you carry the Plan B pill? Can I get it? Why?
You're pregnant.
Isn't that what it's for?
No, it's only effective after 72 hours after unprotected sex.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can get. Do you have a Plan C or something?
No.
No.
Oh, humor. My kids were just taken from me.
Effective, it's 99% effective if it's used within the first 24 hours of unprotected sex. And then it decreases by 72 hours. It's only about 45% effective.
You want me to pause it?
That's still pretty decent odds, though, right?
Did you want me to pause that?
Well, that's after 72 hours. You're how far along are you?
It's been a few months.
Did you want to say something, Lauren?
Look at her face. Look at how mortified she is.
This woman?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, this isn't real. Kate's not actually pregnant in this video.
Filmed. She probably doesn't even know she's being filmed. She's
she's being wiretapped, isn't she?
She's thinks that this woman is about to murder her 9-month-old baby, but go ahead.
Yeah. And again, this is literally 3 days after her children were taken from her home. Okay. So anyway, let's continue on with this.
Yeah. No, it's not going to work. Yeah, you're pregnant.
Right.
So it's not going to work.
It's a problem. I can't. I can't. So
How far along are you?
I'm not. Like I said, it's been a few months.
But you're showing.
Right.
You look like you're going to have the baby now.
No, I don't think so anyway.
You haven't been to a doctor?
No, because why would I go to a doctor? I was going to get a pill.
I was going to get a pillow.
Yeah, but you can't, you can't even have an abortion now.
Pause it.
You're definitely past the 3rd month.
Well,
She said
it's probably been more than 2
You want me to pause
months.
this? What?
She said I was going to get a pill, not a pillow.
Oh, a pill. Okay.
You can't have an abortion.
She talks about the coat hanger. Where do you see that
third
part?
month, the first trimester is done. You can't have an abortion.
She talks about
what happened. How did you not? I don't know what happened.
What happened?
Well, I mean, you got pregnant.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you didn't notice before now.
Well, I just kind of figured that maybe it would just kind of take care of it, go away on its own, take care of itself. And then when it didn't, somebody told me to come in and they had a pill.
The pill's only effective.
It's just Plan B. Is there a C or a D?
No, that's it. I mean, you can't. Anything else, you have to go see an actual OBG.
Are you serious?
Yeah, of course. It's dangerous. I mean, even if you try to like have a miscarriage or something, it's really dangerous.
I can do that?
Well, you can't have it. I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
if you lost the baby, you still have to go to the hospital because they have to do a DNC on you because it's like it could be toxic if
I thought there was no plan B or C.
DNC.
This is pretty serious, huh? So, like, there is absolutely nothing that we can do here.
No, you're like visibly pregnant. Like, there's nothing you can take. You can't even have an abortion. I mean, unless they test the baby and there's something wrong with it.
Okay. How would I do that?
You have to see an OBG who's definitely going to give you a test because you've never been seen before for all, like, you know.
Well, do you guys sell paternity tests here?
A paternity test? Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, coat hangers.
oh yeah, so the
Do you sell it or?
Yeah, I mean, we have rubbing alcohol.
Okay, coat hangers.
do you sell coat hangers? She's asking.
Are you okay?
Alcohol and
She's pretending.
Probably.
She's pretending to want to buy a coat hanger so she could do a coat hanger abortion. What do you think of that?
Specifically asked for wire ones. So she asked for rubbing alcohol and hangers, and then she specifically asked for wire hangers.
Yep. So yeah, like this is and again, insane that anybody would think that to do this literally 3 days after your kid was taken from you. Meanwhile, she's posting about, she had a blog called Kate's Dates, Dating After Divorce, because this is what she was focusing on instead of her children. So here's an image on December 10th, 2012 with Andrew, who is clearly high out of his fucking mind in this image. And that is one of the younger two sons that was taken from her. And she claims, by the way, that she just gave them up. So why is she taking pictures with them in December of 2012 if she wasn't trying to get them back? Why are you having visits with them? I wonder. And then she says, the real reason I don't, and this is what she told me in a conversation, the real reason I don't drink is last time I drank, I got an all expense paid at Ash Street lockup for going full on Walker and biting Andy. I'm like, you bit him? His wrist. In my defense, he had his hands around my throat. I threw 3 glasses of cold water on top of him while he tried to sleep, screeched insults, and told him I fucked his brother before his hands got there. So that's normal. Kate's youngest 2 boys were living with his sister. Throughout the time, Kate had friends send her threatening messages, and Kate herself wrote messages that illustrated her unfitness as a mother and her ungratefulness to the woman who was raising her kids. Okay. And so this is what she wrote in February of 2013. Again, reiterating, she claims that she just adopted these kids out because it was the best thing to do in 2012 when they were taken from her. But as we're going to see in her posts here, she wants them back. She goes, last week, because he turned 3, my sweet little boy, the one that was adopted out, gave him a big hug and exclaimed, now we're the same age, Mom, which shows you how fast she's firing these kids out. Well, not anymore. Happy 4th birthday, buddy. I love you, my big 4-year-old. In 2014, her 2 youngest were adopted out to the foster family in Attleboro, despite her best efforts to keep them. The 2 boys barely knew her at this point, despite Kate's Facebook posts made about her desire to get them back. So she makes this point in post in 2013 about Wade and Hunter. Spent the night last night playing chutes and ladders. Wade just wanted to use the board as a racetrack for his cars. Twister and trains with the kids. These are the best moments of my life. God, do I love them. There really is nothing in life more important. Can you believe that she wrote that? There's nothing in life more important. Does that sound like somebody who's like trying to get rid of her kids and have them adopted out?
No, she's fucking
No.
evil.
No, this is her like being like, I love them. I can't wait. We played chutes and ladders. I'm a good mom. I take care of them. Yeah. In 2015, her son and daughter were reunified with her. We showed you that. However, less than 3 months later, she relapsed and they were removed again. In 2016, she was reunited with her kids and forced them to sit through yet another traumatic event involving her boyfriend and the North Attleboro police. In July of that year, Andrew called the police after she began threatening him in front of the 2 children. She accused Andrew of stealing her prescription meds and of hacking into her cell phone. And as we know, Kate knows a thing or two about hacking into accounts. Kate played up the battered woman card. So here is a domestic incident that happened in July of 18. So am I making this up too? Does this police report from the North? Did I type this one up too? does she deny this? Because anyone can get this. It's public record.
But she's just such a loser. You could just look it up. It's easy to look up. It's easy to
verify. And again, I just want this all out there. The cops came to her house 3 times.
That's so sad.
And so it goes on to say this was months after Andrew accused her of kicking and threatening to kill her dog, Jolene. So she likes to beat dogs too. This is what Andrew posted himself on Facebook. He goes, this is this is her boyfriend who she pretends is her husband. She's not married to him. She's married to a man named Stephen Young. And she says, Mom got exactly what she asked for. She controlled that, like everything. If you are Teresa, call an aunt or uncle. They can manage time or visits between us. Or for Stephen, if you don't want to see me, I know who saw what and when who exited rooms. So excuse my paranoia. That's the way it has to be for you and me and the kids. Not my choice or yours, but it is what it is. Love always, Dad. Any hurt?
Talk about the person in the backstage literally threatening to take away my, like a Kate troll threatening to take away my job right now.
Yeah.
Is that not insane? Like she's threatening to call my job. She's threatening me with lawsuits. She's like talked about me on her channel. She made a whole video about me, but then she won't even let me up to talk. Like what if Howard is?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I want out there. It's like this woman who claims I take people down and I expose everyone. And then why are you so afraid of this random chick who just graduated from law school? Why are you so afraid of her? Interesting. Why wouldn't you stream your conversation with her? Why did you forgot to press the stream button? That's interesting.
And to post in the chat, in our back chat, whatever, that they're taking this and they're sending it to my law office. They clearly don't know where I work. They've been threatening me with lawsuits like all year. They've been threatening me with going to my town and like passing out a URL that was going to expose me to everyone in my town because it's such a small town. Like these people are fucking psycho. Go ahead.
So Deb's messaging me. She says, "Yo, Clarence, bring up the dude who keeps saying Lauren's never been to law school, please. Why? Like, why would we bring that up? Why would you bring him up? Like, what's the point of that? I mean,
let's be porn moms. That's the only problem.
Like, yeah, like why would we bring? I don't understand what he would. You have been to law school. I've seen your graduation pictures. I've seen your, like, you invited me to your graduation. So it's like, so what? Why would I bring that guy up? But anyway, and so let me just read. So this is what Kate put. Any hurt done to her wasn't intentional, yelling, "I'll kick your fucking dog." And Jolene squealing left me every right to stop the advancing person on my dog. So he's accusing Kate on Facebook of kicking their dog.
Wow.
That's not me saying that. That's Andrew Johnson saying that, her boyfriend.
That's
so
fucking
that she beats dogs, according, not me, Andrew Johnson.
Use children. She only neglects them.
After that incident, the children were taken from Kate again in 2016, and DCF made it clear that if she continued on with Andy, they would not be returned to her. So she has a choice, Andy or the kids. But she moved him right back in anyway, because she always chooses the men, the destructive, junky men, over her own kids. Then in November, Kate once again called the police on Andy for allegedly breaking into her apartment, a lie she had to tell police because she knew DCF would see the report and know Andy was living there. So think of this. So she calls the cops on Andy, and she's like, well, if DCF sees this report, they're going to know he's living here. So I have to tell the cops that he broke in. Okay. She and Andy both made what the.
How is he caught there in the first place? Were they doing like a checkup on something?
She called on the police because he allegedly broke into her apartment, but he was living there. And so because she couldn't admit that he was living there, there was like some sort of domestic incident. And she and Andy both made up a lie that he had come to her apartment to walk the dog, but Kate accused him of stealing her thermostat and damaging her coffee maker. She told the police that Andy contacted her afterwards and said, "Why don't you have some coffee?" which turned out to be a lie as well. No evidence of damage was seen at the apartment, but giving but given Kate's ability to fool the North Attleboro police, along with Andy's lack of credibility as a result of his drug addiction, she was treated as a victim. It's notable that the sergeant who reviewed the incident, blah, blah, blah. So this is all right on there. Okay. DCF. So DCF believed, and so you can read all these police reports. I will put this link right in the comments. It's undeniable. You know what? If that guy, he can come on if he wants. So I've put the invite. And if he wants to come up and say his piece, he can, because you're not afraid of
do a porn blocker. Don't show.
I'm going to. Don't worry. You're not afraid of Are you afraid of a confrontation? If this guy comes on, okay. So whoever that guy is who's saying that, I put the link.
Welcome to come on and see if I went to law school or not, and ask me any legal questions.
And it's like, and I see somebody said like that I want KP to suffer. I am just offended that my name is like I've done nothing wrong.
She posted that stupid video about you today.
Yeah, like she's obsessed with me. She constantly posts videos about me that are like me making jokes and being like, oh, this guy is fucking dogs and really dumb shit.
Actual planned debate. She refused to post the video till last second, and then when I tried, so I left, and then when I tried to come back up, she started a new stream on purpose so that I wouldn't have the link to come back up. Like, she's so terrified of me. She's so scared. Like, I feel bad for her. I just feel bad for her. This YouTube is all she has, man.
It is.
She doesn't even have her kids, really.
And this is
she does have her kids, doesn't treat them well enough to have their love.
These are messages between her and I in 2019, text messages. And what she says, sorry, I'm having issue with my kid at the moment. And she goes, it's not you. I take no offense. I am not prioritizing my family as I should. And I'm starting to feel the blowback. And I go, dude, don't worry about the blog. Your family is more important. This is my problem, the blog. I'm like, are you okay? She goes, I'm sorry. My daughter and I just got into a huge fight. And I go, no, I'm sorry, but I feel responsible. I'm like, the blog is taking time away from your child. Like, you should be spending time with your child. He goes, you're not. I've been selfish in putting my own goals above my husband and kids. Yes, your entire life. I just need to strike some more balance here. I can do Friday mornings at the very least. I need to come up with a better schedule. And I'm like, okay, so one blog a week or something, whatever you want. She goes, let me see exactly what I can work out. I don't want to leave you high and dry, but I also don't want my household to blow up either. So again, I'm not putting any pressure. I'm like, do it. People love you. I can't thank you enough. I was extremely nice to this. I assumed the best of people,
number or like turtle surfer that you lost and rode too hard, you had learned your lesson.
What was that?
You learned your lesson from riding that other girl too hard. Turtle surfer, whatever. Or South Shore Turtle Girl.
Oh, South Shore. Yes, that is exactly what. So South Shore Turtle Girl. I'm like, I was pushing her too hard to write a lot of blogs. So with Kato is very delicate. I'm like, whenever you can get around to it, don't worry about it, And so she goes, I'm sorry, I'm not thinking all that clearly. My daughter has quite the effect on me. When it calmed down, she told me she doesn't want me to quit. She just wants more of my time. The girl who, yeah, sure she does. But actually, she probably does. She probably so the girl is, crying out for help. And she's like, no, I'm going to do the blog. I'm going to keep, this is more, because getting internet fame to me is more important than spending time with my child. I'm like, I go, the one who writes the blog? She's like, yep. She told me your daughter wrote blogs. Yeah, that's cool. In all honesty, I'm starting to look, and I'm like, this is me when I'm like, I don't know if I was getting sued by 1 million people. I'm like, I don't know if Turtleboy's going to be around next year at this point. Obviously it's here. So I won. I'm sorry. I don't want to, and blah, 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 blah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So, and then she's like in our group chat, she's over here mocking women who are DCF moms, which is just, so this DCF moms group I joined, infiltrate, mentions Turtleboy by name 25. They don't love us, the DCF moms, but you're a DCF mom. And she goes, yeah, there's some real winners in there. They stole my babies for cash. I mean, the audacity of her to judge other shitty moms when you are literally the queen of shitty moms. And so she says, oh my God, some dude emailed me about that DCF series I wrote a while back, and holy fuck. Sounds like he lost his crotch fruit 4+ years ago, and he is now trying to sue DCF. Sounds like he sounds like a fucking loon. So I'll look into his case. We should get him on the show. And really, now we have a studio. We should do some DCF extravaganza stuff. Okay. And so, yeah, she's like literally just shitting on other people for being bad DCF moms.
She's full blown into the DCF thing. Like she's literally that.
So she goes, yeah, she put up this word abortion of a post shitting on a Taunton police department. So I creeped her profile and noticed she was a total trash bag with pictures of her kids only in DCF visitation rooms. You should talk. Okay. I mean, the audacity to laugh at people like that, you know? And then she also says, like, if she were to lose that kid for filth and squalor or hosting a paid BBC orgy or something, she would be fair game. But women just jump all over women for the stupidest shit. So again, she lost her kid for filth and squalor. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah,
Right.
if that makes, you know, I agree. I go, but would you have written the blog if it were someone else? Cause she wrote a blog about a rival DCF mom. And that's me questioning her. Like, was this one personal? Like maybe we shouldn't get personal here, you know? And, yeah. I'm kind of looking into DCF at the moment. I Googled them for funding options and what a mess they are. I bet we have contacts out there in our readers that could get us internal documents. So she wants to write a blog exposing DCF because they stole her kids. They stole her kids. Okay.
The DCF moms, as she writes about them.
Yep.
I
mean, it makes sense she wrote about them because she, you know,
she wanted to know their secrets. How are they trying to get their kids back? Maybe I could do it.
Yeah. So again, my daughter and I are going to stalk the gutter muppet to see if we can catch her work in the corner in Pawtucket. So she's taking this 14-year-old child out in Pawtucket to look for something called the Fall River Gutter Muppet. And she goes, Turtleboy is fixing our relationship. Thanks. Despite allegedly being a recovering alcoholic, she frequently made references to being drunk. We've seen her get drunk on her streams, blah, blah, blah. And then she sends me this message. Dude, I am in so much trouble. What's the matter? I didn't go home last night. Why? I got too drunk and stayed out at, she names the person's place. I'm like, so what? You wouldn't be pissed? I'm like, did you tell him? It's not like you cheated. And he's like, definitely not. She isn't my type. Is he pissed? I'm like, I mean, I guess I'd be pissed if I didn't get a phone call. And he's like, and she's like, oh yeah. Oh, well, that's what sorry is for. I'm like, I don't know. Somewhere there's a video of me getting a whole bar going over Turtleboy. The DJ gave me the mic and woke up to 40 new followers. I got drunk and played the shameless promotion game since we were all in Turtleboy gear anyway. You don't realize how many readers we actually have until you get on the microphone and hear a crowd's reaction to it. But she pretends that I'm not relevant. Nobody knows who I am. Here she is saying she went to a bar and literally everyone there knew who Turtleboy was. And, you know, here she is with multiple nip bottles all over the table. What's that?
Whole new Kate now talking about irrelevant. You don't have enough followers. Bullshit. Literally everyone knows who you fucking are. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
You could go down the street. Yeah, you can't ask who knows Masshole, and people will be like, oh, me. But you could say who reads Turtleboy, and like any firefighter, any, you know, cop.
So, do you know where I was this weekend?
Where were you?
I was in Truro at the Cape. I stayed in a house that a turtle rider just owns, and he's just like, I want you to stay at my house for 4 nights. Has that ever happened for free? Has that ever happened to her? No, nobody knows who the fuck she is. None of her fucking followers are people. People who follow my blog are people who matter, people of influence, people who actually have their shit together. People who like her are trash bags like herself. People who, you know, sit alone in their basements and like that poor guy Tonic. I mean, you've seen him. Has that guy ever had sex with a woman ever?
The one that lied about me having porn and scared my dad half to death? No.
Yes. I mean, you look at that guy, you're like, that guy has never had sex with a woman ever. Like virgin. He has written, might as well get it stamped on his fucking forehead. I mean, they all are to have the time to do what they do and just sit on fucking YouTube all day and do what they're doing. So, so this is her talking about Hadassah. She goes, I almost want to go to Hadassah's house for a weekend. And I'm like, call her and say you're homeless and have a dog and see what she says. She goes, absolutely. I have 2 kids and an income. If she wants to call, wants us to call, why isn't she answering the phone? I'm honestly so glad we went undercover now. I swear on my life, all the things important to me. She has a donation schedule, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And she left me, my kid, and my dog driving around Milford for a total hour. I'm like, I believe you. You're a witness. I definitely add to the next blog with everything we witnessed. So she dragged her kids and her fucking dog to go to Milford to pretend to be a homeless woman to try to gain access to Hadassah's home. Okay?
I bet she looked the part, though.
What was that?
I bet she looked the part.
Oh, that's very true. It's not. I'm sure she didn't have to do anything to her car to make it look like she was homeless.
Or her hair matter.
And again, this is her talking. This is her in October of 2019. My daughter's boyfriend beat her up. That's why she had those fucking bruises. I'm going to destroy that kid. What the fuck? I wanted her to take to the doctor. So her daughter one day magically got covered in bruises, which she blamed on her daughter's boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. She hasn't fully admitted it yet, but I know it because she made up 10 different bullshit lies about why she's bruised up. And my son told me the other day when she snuck out, it was to see her boyfriend. And then she says about this child, fucking another teenager. She goes, if that faggot touched my kid, I'm going to jail. If not me, then Andy. He's a piece of fucking shit is what he is. Did you all sexual assault on 16-year-old girls? So she's talking about a fucking kid. And then she goes, I'm still in the ER.
What percent of kids go through this, you know?
What was that?
Like, what percentage of children go through this kind of abuse from anyone else? Like, it seems odd that like her whole her whole household has so much in it. You know, it just like invites abuse.
Yep. So I'm still in the ER. The doctor is grilling me worse than the cops and DCF did. So she went to the hospital because the kid is covered in bruises and she is being grilled by the doctor, the police, and DCF about the bruises. I wonder why.
Right now. That's why she's texting you.
Oh, who's texting me?
Kate. That's why she was texting you during this. Not right now. That's why she was texting you. She was trying to set up an alibi. If she knew she was being asked questions, she wanted to make it seem like she had sent you text messages.
Oh.
So that she could show them later in court, like, no, look, I even said earlier I thought it was someone else.
I mean, the fact that she's admitting here that all these people who matter, cops, DCF workers, doctors, are questioning why her daughter is covered in bruises. And she goes on to say, maybe Stephen, but 𝗃𝗓𝗄 can sit her ass home with the father. She tried to get arrested for child abuse. I can get fucked up regardless because I got to drive. I can't get fucked up. So she's like basically calling her daughter a liar. She wants to punish us and then cries when it looks like it might come true because God forbid she has to move after she's put this shit in motion. Thank God they tend to interview my son, but that's also so unfair. Imagine this is your life, like DCF questioning your kids about where did those bruises come on you? This has never happened to me and never will.
For the other being like, oh, like my one kid will say good things, but my other kid I know will say bad things. Like that's fucked.
Yep. And so here's another comment. She said, this twat, her daughter, her own daughter, has no clue how bad it is for us to actually voluntarily invite DCF back into our lives. It is a literal tightrope because the way she lies about it. I'm starting to hate my own kid. I went behind Andy's back and left a message for the guidance counselor. I want her searched. I found more weed cartridges in her room hidden in the drop ceiling last weekend. And she cried and screamed and told me they were hers. I had no right to take them. She then turned around and told the therapist she stole them from me, which is 100% untrue. I mean, this is amazing. I am on medication similar to Adderall called Vyvanse. Doesn't she always criticize me, say I have an Adderall addiction or something?
Has always criticized you, says that you have an Adderall addiction. One thing I want to address, chat, IRAC issue rule analysis conclusion. Go ahead.
Okay. So it goes on to say, I'm on medication similar to Adderall for all intents and purposes. It's Adderall. Last month I came up short. I thought it was the guys that I hired to do grounds work. This month, my entire script saved 6 pills disappeared. I found 3 in her room and I drug tested her last night. She's in the 7th grade. I can honestly consider putting a CRA on her. I'm being told that it's not unusual for her age, but I think it's bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's scary. And then she goes, also, grown-ups can't beat up 14-year-old boys, but I want to kill the kid that got her into this behavior. I think I need to talk to the school and cops. There are now middle school kids with my medication. This is normal. I know I'm liable, but that's the right thing to do, right? I applied for voluntary DCF services for her. They've been no
kids medication. I would 100% call the cops. I wouldn't be worried about liability. I'd be worried about those kids overdosing or like the fucking kids stealing my medication. How do you even let kids steal your medication? What's wrong with you? Go ahead.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, she's literally smearing her daughter and lying about her in order to cover for her own shittiness, basically. I applied for voluntary DCF services for her. They've been no help at all. I asked for after-school care for her. They've got nothing, so instead they closed out my established service without my knowledge, permission, and put this bullshit service time 3 times a week. That so far has accomplished nothing. I swear she's gotten worse, so she has DCF back in her life here, but it's voluntary. It's voluntary. She voluntarily brought DCF back in her life. Sure. Probably in part because they abruptly cut off a long-term therapeutic relationship without consulting me, and they don't even have custody. They kind of shitheads she'd meet and learn from in a DCF group home. I can only imagine. I'm so annoyed because I literally just went and bought her all this expensive shit and blah, blah. Sure you did. Sure you did.
Like, that's the first of all, why would that be the reason that you're annoyed? Why not the fact that your daughter is going through all of these clearly mental health issues and that DCF, like, that should be your issue, not the fact that she's leaving after you bought her a bunch of shit.
Yeah. And so she blames me for writing about her deplorable parenting skills. But again, you're the one that did this, Kate. You know, you're the one that put yourself in this situation. You're continuing to have this out there. I don't want it. Like, I'm good with talking about whatever, like about the blogs and stuff like that. But what I'm not going to be is defamed on the internet, and I'm going to continue to show the truth. You know, I have the receipts. About everything on here. So anyway, anybody have anything before we call it a night? I just wanted to address this. I wanted this out there. I want a stream that has the documents in it. And yeah, here's a picture she posted, by the way, of one of her kids. Her 2 youngest boys bonded with her from the womb. They would walk and call her mommy. She had birthday parties for them. This is fucking sad. She played games and posted them constantly on Facebook. Okay. I mean, this is sad, you know, and she's pretending like, oh, I just gave the kids up. Right. Nope. She's with this fucking guy. That's who she chose over her own children. Disgusting.
Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine. Remembering that.
Yeah. So anybody have any questions or anything that they want to ask?
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I saw in chat that I'm not an attorney, so I'm going to go find my attorney license then.
Oh, you have? Okay. So they're bitching about Turtleboy now. Yeah, sure they don't. Right. So anyway, I brought receipts tonight. And again, any of them, there's an open invitation to Brett or Kate or Amanda or any of them. Come on here. Feel free.
Yeah, they would never
defend yourself. But they would never do it because they're scared and they're cowards. At the end of the day, I want it out there. This is an open invitation to Brett, to Amanda, to Kate, any of them. You're all welcome on here to debate this. We're going to look at the actual documents. We're going to show receipts. Oh, there's your what does that card say? Mojave County employee identification card. I'm sure that can be screenshotted and verified, whatever. Okay, cool.
Can you see this?
Yep. So
without showing my last name, can you see what it says? It says attorney. It says attorney.
Yes.
So F you people. I don't know why I have to keep like kind of doxing myself.
Anyway, yeah, again, I you know what? I'm not even going to talk anymore. I've just put this all out there.
Well,
and
she sucks. She sucks for not letting me up. She sucks for talking shit about me. She sucks for getting me to do this all night instead of just relaxing. And she sucks for lying to all of her followers. You know, people like her, people follow her shit, and she tells them that there's going to be some sort of debate. She says that she'll let people up. Then she says that there will be an abortion debate. She doesn't even do that. She doesn't do that. She's a fucking liar. She's a coward. If she wanted to go on your channel, you could do that. She wanted to come on my channel, she could do that. But she wouldn't do that because she's a coward and a liar and a child abuser.
Yeah. So anyway, I did this stream just because I wanted something out there documenting all of this. So it's nice and easy to find. It's easily Googly searchable. You can see all the stuff out there and it speaks for itself. And I really have nothing more to say on the matter. And I'm not going to talk about it moving forward because on to the next blog. This is all out there. This is a Monday night. Better Call Saul was on, and we will see everybody else tomorrow night for our regularly scheduled program. All right.
Bye.
Peace, Turtle Riders.